Hello, my fabulous fifth graders. This week we had covered multiplying a whole number by a fraction, and we started off using tiles and then progressed to double number lines. Why tiles? Well, because remember, we start with what we know, and you guys know a lot about tiles. You've been using them for many years to form arrays. We have this simple array of 3 by 4, and it gives us 12 tiles. That's how we learn to do our basic multiplication, 3 by 4, right? Well, this can also help us with dividing by whole numbers. How, you say? Are we going to chop up these little tiles into bits and pieces and make lots of them? No, because that is actually division. What we're going to do is we're going to partition ours into equal pieces. So the first question is, what's half of 12? Well, you just move around your tiles and you can do this, split it in half, right? But wait a minute, Miss McLaren, this is just division. It's not multiplying with fractions. This is just taking 12 and dividing it into two equal pieces. Very true. But how could we look at this as multiplication? Well, what is multiplication? That's right. It is repeated addition. So if we add 1/2 12 times, we should get 6, right? Let's see if that's true. So we have 1/2, and yes, this took forever to add together or write it down. And I have it 12 times, and so I'm going to group them because I know 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1 whole. So I'm going to make my little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yes, 6. So we just proved that 1/2 of 12 is in fact multiplication. Now, how could we show this on a double number line? Why would we use a double number line? Well, we have this line to help us visualize the problem. And the problem we have here is Philip walked halfway during a 12-kilometer race. So how far did he walk? Well, we already know the answer to that, right? But how would we show it on a double number line? Well, on the double number line, you say that 10 times fast, the top part here we have is the kilometers. So this is our total, like our whole, okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to partition it in half. So now we have our fraction on the bottom saying that this is halfway to our end of race, right? And then so the end of it would be 2 halves because we have 1/2 plus 2 halves gives us our whole. All right, now we're going to use the top part and say, well, what is 1/2 of 12? And we have 6 kilometers, right? Well, this was too easy. You knew it, I knew it. Let's look at thirds. 1/3 times 12. Same thing, start with our tiles, break them up into thirds, and there you have the answer right away. You can see that. But is there another way of doing this? We could check it. We could do our adding and adding and adding and adding and adding. But that seems to take forever. We're fifth graders, right? We don't do repeated addition. We do this multiplication. So this was just to prove that it is multiplication. So there's other ways of looking at it also. So we have our thirds here. What could we say? What do we know about fractions? We know a bit about fractions. We could say that 1/3 times 12 is the same as 12 over 1 because we know each of these little blocks is broken up into one whole piece. So 1/3 times 12 over 1. Now, multiplying fractions is a whole lot easier than repeated addition with fractions because all you have to do is multiply across, and we get our answer, 12 over 3. So that's the same. Remember, I said this fraction bar means divide. It's the exact same as 12 divided by 3, right? And if you're not very good with your division yet, you can always use inverse operation to help us solve this and say 3 times what gives us 12. And then you can have your answer. So let's partition this on a double number line to show. Remember, we have the top part has our measurements for kilometers, and then the bottom part has our fractions. So we started off by partitioning it into 3 equal pieces because we are talking about thirds. And I have them equally jumped, and I know that 1/3, remember, always start with our unit fraction, 1/3 of 12 was 4, right? So that's 4 kilometers traveled during this race. Easy peasy, right? Let's keep going. What about 2/3 of 12? Well, we're just going to double that 1/3. We still look at our 1/3 and then, hey, group another one in there. So now we have 2. Again, just giving you examples that you are very familiar with to make you comfortable with them. So let's look at it as a fraction, 2/3 times 12 over 1. This time, when we multiply, we're going to get 24 over 3, right? 24 divided by 3. Might be a little bit harder for you, but you can still say, well, 3 times what gives me 24? And knowing that it's 12 doubled, then we might have our answer. So let's look at our double number line. Again, partition it into equal thirds. We're going to jump, and our 1/3 unit fraction is going to be 4, so that means 2/3 is just double our 1/3. 1/3 plus 1/3 gives me 2/3. So 4 plus 4 gives me 8, and you have your answer. I hope this practice was beneficial to you, and I hope you liked it. The question I have for you is, why do we use a double number line? I kind of mentioned it in the middle of the video, so if you forgot, then go back and think about it. Why might this be helpful? Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye.